All right, we have a very special guest to introduce this midday and talk about the opportunity for you to meet him as well. Frank Walker is Kentucky's 2014 Poet Laureate, a professor of English and African American Studies at the University of Kentucky, and the winner of last year's NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Poetry. Mr. Walker, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So you're going to be at Krannert Auditorium at Purdue at 5:30 tonight. What will you be reading?
I'm going to read from my collection, Turn Me Loose, The Unghosting of Medgar Evers, and a new collection called About Flight.
Okay. And you'll also have the opportunity to sign books, right? For people
absolutely. We'll be selling and signing books immediately after the reading.
You are the author of 8 collections of poetry, 2 anthologies. Where do you get your inspiration to write?
I would say from everywhere. I think that I'd like to think I'm one of those poets who lives actively in the world and doesn't see a disconnect between what happens every day, what's in the news, what's happening in my family's life, personal relationships with my children and grandchildren by now. And all of those things are potential fodder for a poem.
You think that's successful because it's relatable? Everyone can relate to those things?
Absolutely. I think it's, a lot of people have described the work as accessible. In fact, some people who admit they don't like poetry admit liking what I've written. And I think they're surprised that it connects with them.
How did you get started?
I had a teacher in high school who kind of pushed me and nudged me in that direction. She saw how I responded to reading other works of poetry and encouraged me to write my own. And I think I was good at it very early because I'd read so many books by the time I was in high school.
What's your advice to budding writers and poets out there?
Oh, the number one advice is read. Read as much as you can, even if it's just a cereal box. Read everything.
Okay, all right. And so again, 5:30 tonight, Krannert Auditorium at Purdue. Mr. Walker, thank you so much for being here. And welcome back to West Lafayette, by the way. Spent a few years at Purdue.
Thank you.
Just a couple years ago.
Just a couple.
Thank you, sir.
Good to be